taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about acting a fool in front of some people tonight. Can't act a fool in front of everybody, just some people. What do y'all know? What do y'all know? Can't act a fool in front of everybody, just some people. It's Wednesday, hump day. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. I am ready to get this thing popping. I'm ready to get it started, so let's do it. Let's. Going to get it. Come on. Dig it. So what y'all know, man? Can't act a fool in front of everybody, just some people. Now, listen, I was thinking about this. There are some people who we will accept being loud, obnoxious, rude, crazy, expressing themselves however they want to in public. And then there's some people who we will look down on, frown upon, criticize, put down, and maybe even physically try to stop them from expressing themselves, saying certain things or whatever. So I kind of want to look at what makes us accept that some people are able to act out, act a fool, go crazy, speak their mind, not mitigate themselves, exercise absolutely no self-control, while other people, we will say, nah. You got to put a cap on that. You can't say that. You're not allowed to act this way or whatever. Like they have the chains on them. They have the cuffs on them. They are not able to get their shit off the way other people are able to. And you may even be able to relate that to your own life. Have there ever been times when you were able to act out, throw yourself on the floor, sort of like, so, and I don't want to, but all right, we just going to have to put it out there. Sort of like how a spoiled brat child would. You know how it is when some children have been raised to just basically, I don't want to say run their parents or control their parents, but when a child knows that there won't be any consequences for their actions, that they could just, cry, kick, stomp, even get violent to get what they want, and they know that there won't be any repercussions for it. There may be children who we will allow to do that, while other children, we won't allow that for a second. Like they always have to be on point. They always have to be disciplined. They always have to be mindful of the things that they do and they say. So what separates one from the other? So we are gonna talk about So y'all see the number there? 267-874-1949. That's the number to call. I said a 267-874-1949. Yes, y'all. I said a 267-874-1949. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 267-874-1949. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 267-874-1949, baby. Let's get this thing started. It is the Daily Go-Gettemism Show. I'm your host, Son 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. Wednesday, the 5th of March. For some of y'all on the East Coast, it might be the 6th of March, but nonetheless, we operating on the Wednesday calendar instead of the Thursday. What's good? Tyler Stevenson, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says it's the damn Catalina wine mixer. What is that? What is that? Does that make you act a fool? Does that make you go crazy? Alcohol will make people act out all crazy. And speaking of alcohol, speaking of acting out, speaking of going crazy. Okay, 2 weeks ago was the Eagles Super Bowl parade. Y'all know I'm a Philadelphia Eagles season ticket holder since 1997, 98, whatever. And Philly fans are known for acting out, showing out, going crazy, being violent sometimes or whatever. And especially when we won the NFC Championship and the whole world saw us climbing on poles and getting on top of buildings and turning over things and acting wild and crazy. I mean, you can say that we riot, but we celebrate somewhat expressively. But it's funny because some people really look down on that. Some people really, really look down on us for doing that. And some people look at us like, yo, this is what we do. We turn up. We turn up all crazy. We get it popping. And no other fans in any other region or any other market can do it like we do. And I honestly believe that. But there's a time and a place for all things. And it seems like, our time comes at an inopportune time for other people. So they look at us a little bit crazy. They treat us a little bit differently. What's up, man? T. Carey, right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Sheila Johnson, what's good? And she says, I have a question for you. Well, shoot it. I have nothing against any questions. Donnell Kinsella tantrum. What you know about having a tantrum? What do you know about having a tantrum? Hopefully, tantrums are reserved for children, but and I know that we all know somebody who is a full-fledged adult, whether they are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and however old that they can get away with it, who throws tantrums. The thing about tantrums is this. Normally people who throw tantrums because it gets them what they want. Who would waste their time on a tantrum if every time they had a tantrum they got ignored, or they got punished, or they got hurt, or if it was just ineffective? People throw tantrums because tantrums work for them. It is what it is. Tyler Stevenson says referencing Step Brothers. Okay, all right. Oh, it's the Catalina wine mixer. Okay, all right. I don't know nothing about this. And he also says, I remember UK won the NCAA title, and they was burning couches and cars in Lexington. See, now, because I'm under the impression that a lot of different places, celebrate wildly, and there's all kinds of property damage, and it happens. I don't know why we tear shit up, why people tear shit up and act like there's civil unrest when it's time for a celebration. But I have a feeling that alcohol and other substances, especially alcohol is the turn up, tear shit up substance. It is. It's that drink, that fire water, that drink. People get drunk and they do shit. All the other hard drugs, they don't really compel you to tear shit up. But alcohol be like, yo, turn the car over. Yeah. Burn the couch. Climb up to the pole and sit on the stop sign. That's what the alcohol told me to do. Yo, he told it to me, told it to you. He said, yo, screw the law, screw the cops. We gonna do this shit nonstop. And I'll be ready to rock it. When you get this money out of your pocket, we're gonna lose it all, but it's time to ball. Yo, my team won, and we're gonna have some fun, and we wake up to jail tomorrow. That's done. It happens sometimes when I say my rhyme. Sometimes it happens before I finish the whole sentence. But it's going to be okay. I pray to God, so God answer for all my repentance. And it's going to be all right. The sun shines and it gets dull sometimes too. But I know that we going to do what we came to do. So that's coming out of my house to you. Or should I say my mouth? Everything is going south. But when we raise it up to the north, I'm the boss. Everything is going to be okay. We talking about acting the fool around your peoples today. Now, when was the last time you acted a fool? Acted a fool. When was the last time you acted out? When you showed out? When you did something that may have been a little out of character? I mean, you may have felt like you were provoked to do it. You may have felt like somebody rubbed you the wrong way. Like when I say act a fool, I'm basically talking about the untrained part of yourself, the untrained, the unchained part of yourself, the part of yourself that you would rather not show on a regular basis because there may be so much emotion wrapped up into it that it could even be destructive at certain times. But, how many of you are really good at controlling your anger? How many of you are really good at controlling your anger? And it could be it could be the majority of us, or it could be, a small minority of us. You may, if you're not the type of person that gets angry all the time, if you're not the type of person who likes a lot of confrontation, if you're not the type of person who likes to put hands on people, if you're not the type of person that really likes to get your emotions up in the dither. You don't want to get your emotions all up in the dither. Then you may fight the urge to get angry. You may know how to count to 10 or practice some relaxation techniques right there in the heat of the moment. You may know how to meditate. You may adopt some principles from when you took yoga or something like that, and really be able to quell a situation, or at least do your part not to get all worked up, or not to get bent out of shape, or not to rip somebody's head off. Surely, sure, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Surely, sure, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on, Ma? It's good to see me, some of you. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, you know how we do. Everything is going to be all right because I said so. Thanks for coming through, hanging out with the head. Oh, everything's going to turn out fine. Yo, pass the wine. And the sun is going to always shine. And I ain't the only son. Yeah, I know you're one. Yeah, but do you have the 5'2"? If you don't have 5'2", I know that I do. Plus the 7 on the front of all that. Yo, we can get crazy as the hell we can get. All right. I put up a poll question. I don't know if y'all have participated in it, but if you have, do me a favor, please, show the poll a little bit of love. And the poll question is easy. Do you find people who argue loudly in public to be offensive? We are in the cell phone, the camera phone days. Everything gets recorded. And I don't know how you feel about it. Sometimes you may feel like, why does everything have to be recorded instead of being assisted? Like, why you there taping this violent or potentially violent incident? Why aren't you trying to help out? Why aren't you trying to mitigate? Why aren't you trying to regulate? Why aren't you trying to be of more service, of more help? Why are you just taping there and getting more material? Well, sometimes it might not be your business. Sometimes it might not be safe. Unfortunately, we have seen some really violent acts come out of this whole, taping somebody having an argument on the train, on the platforms, out in the streets, in a barber shop or hair salon or whatever. Sometimes these arguments escalate, and you might find yourself in a situation that you really didn't wake up trying to get into today. You might not want no smoke, but you might want some footage. I don't want no smoke, but I want some footage. Do me a favor, y'all. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the like button and hit the like button and hit the like button and share the show. Yo, you came through to see, son. You know the boy. Oh, the flow is unprecedented. Everything that he said, he meant it. And my card got dented. I was pissed. Yo, only thing calmed down was a kiss. Maybe a little hug for the thug. I ain't a thug, but sometimes I get violent and bug. And I pull the rug out from her. Motherfucker sucker acting like Tommy Tucker. So I stuck my fist in his mouth. That was better than a dick in his mouth. Don't mean to be bogus, but sometimes gotta have a little bit of curse words in the rhyme, because the feeling is appealing to me. So I know that with this shit, you was feeling the G. And the G is the O-D. Spelled backwards. All right. Anyway. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the Daily Go Get a Business Show. I'm your host, Son752. So, act the fool in front of some people. Can't act the fool in front of everybody. Only some people. Can't act the fool in front of everybody. Only some people. One of the hardest things to do is to maintain your self-control when you really just want to act like a Tasmanian devil. I mean, you literally want to make a little tornado, you know what I'm saying? Tear shit up. And it doesn't always have to be a physical or violent thing. Sometimes you may feel like the verbal acting a fool part of you is being stifled. I mean, how many of us have not experienced not being able to say what we need to be, what we think needs to be said, particularly a place where you may not ever act a fool or where it may never be acceptable is at work. The place where you go to ensure your livelihood. Sometimes that's the place that is the most restrictive, because it can cost you your job. It can cost you your livelihood. It can cost you your financial positioning. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And I can't even blame you. But you know how some people will tell you that you're being an Uncle Tom, or that you're being a kiss ass, or that you brown nosing, or that you riding dick because you know how to code switch. And you've decided that the only way that you're going to allow yourself to lose your job is if that's what you want to do. Now, for those who understand that, they understand that. For those who don't understand that, then they have a way to go. But at work may be one of the main places where you watch your mouth. Now, think about the people at work that don't watch their mouths. And sometimes we look at them in awe. We might look at them in awe, and we might sometimes look at them in, oh, shit. I don't believe he or she said that. I don't believe he or she did that. It'd be like that sometimes. Because when you see somebody who acts like they don't really care about whether they keep their job or lose their job, it's an interesting thing to see. I mean, from my point of view, it's not all that commendable, because I'm like, listen, man, a lot of times you're not working just for your own salary. You might be working for the salary of your family, your children, your landlord, your revolving accounts. And there could be times when you're taking care of extended family members, parents, elderly parents, or maybe even a grandparent, or maybe your favorite aunt or uncle. Maybe you have power of attorney or something like that, where their fate, the fate of their mortality, literally rests in your hands. You can't go around risking losing your job in situations like that. But some people act like they don't care. They don't care. Donnell says, these days, every woman who stands her ground is accused of being a Karen. Some are, but not all are. I understand that. And whenever I see, but I've never seen a black Karen. The word, the nickname or term Karen is normally describing a white woman who is normally calling the cops on black people just for basically nothing. For situations where she may actually be violating their rights. But the word stand your ground, that's an interesting term, because it means different things to different people. What does standing your ground mean to you? What is standing your ground? For me, standing my ground means holding my position on a certain topic, or in a conversation, or maybe even a life position. So yeah, if you're a lifelong conservative, yeah, you may stand your ground when it comes to conservative principles. Like, no, I believe in small government. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in being self-sufficient. I believe in Christian principles. I believe in free speech, or whatever, things dealing with the Constitution. You may stand your ground as a conservative. I don't think that standing your ground in an offensive way, when you're offending somebody or accusing somebody where it's baseless, I don't consider that to be standing your ground. Now, somebody else may consider that to be standing your ground, but I don't consider that to be standing your ground. I think standing your ground can be a very good thing, and I think it can be a powerful thing. But I think that sometimes we go off the rails with it. So I don't, as far as being a Karen is concerned, I've never seen anybody be called a Karen who wasn't doing Karen type shit. Like, okay, you're having a cookout and maybe you're playing loud music on your property, drinking, partying, and having a good time on your own property. And here comes this white lady calling the cops on the party goers. Hey, can you keep it down? Blah blah. Okay. All right, so they keep it down, but it's a party. I mean, I don't know if we invited you or didn't invite you, but it's a private affair and that's happening in public, and because it's on our own property, we didn't have to zone. We didn't have to, get zoning for it. But I don't know. Yeah, standing your ground. I don't know. I think standing your ground should and could be a good thing. Cheryl Halsey, we got both Cheryls in the house. Cheryl Halsey, what's good, ma? Good to see me, some you. Good to see me, some you. Good to see me, some you. Yeah, know how we do. I appreciate you coming by. So do you. I would like to say hi. And all of y'all in the background. Yeah, I appreciate all of y'all coming around. And you understand how it sounds. What's up now? Everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. Because you know that we are close to maybe the ending, maybe the edge. Waxing these motherfuckers like pledge. Yeah, you know the deal. Yeah, expressing the way that you feel. Saw these two people acting out crazy. I think one of them was a baby. Mom to the other one may be a baby dad. She had a baby in the belly. Made me sad that they couldn't get it together. They ain't going to be together for a long time, but I'm of the hope that they get it right. But it might not happen tonight. You understand what I'm talking, all right? Yo, by the way, y'all all right? I know that I am. You come to the GG show, we ain't running scam. I ain't asked you to buy nothing, try nothing. Just give me a little something, a little bit of your time for a minute. Gonna take a couple of seconds to get in it. We ain't mind twisting or mind bending, just a couple of messages that we sending till the ending, yo, till we get started. We always do the thing full throttle, no half-hearted. Shit can never come through these speakers. You understand what I'm talking about when you're weaker. You gotta respect the strength for those who strong, as long as I do this thing and do it for song for song, beat for beat, melody. What you talk about? Committing no felony. All right, man. All right. Can't act a fool in front of everybody. Just some people. Can't act a fool in front of everybody. Just some people. Well, who are the people that you feel comfortable acting a fool in front of? Who are the people that you know you can let your hair down with? Who are the people who you know that you don't have to use your inside voice with? And that's not to say that you just wait all day for your opportunity to just talk loud. But when I say your inside voice, you should know that what I mean by that is sometimes you just don't get a chance to express yourself around some people the way that you would like to be able to express yourself. And it ain't fair. It ain't right. Why can't you say what you want to say? And I'll tell you what the most restrictive thing that I've ever seen is when you can't say what you need to say or want to say with the person that you're living with, sleeping with, exchanging body fluids with. How is it that you can do the nasty with somebody, but you can't even tell them about what you dreamt last night or how something affected you that got on your nerves, even if it came from them? What we doing? I dropped a jewel earlier tonight, y'all. I want to see what y'all think of this. How'd it go? I think I said, damn. It was something like, there's a difference between being released and being able to get free. It was something like that. Give me a couple of minutes. Because the shit was like monumental. It was like the flyest thing that I ever said. Hold on. Get this off here. I want to make sure that the chain don't rub up against it. I'm gonna do it like this. Take out a little short. There you go. No chain will rub up against that. But being with somebody that you love and that's supposed to love you, or somebody that you care about and they're supposed to care about you, but they pretty much put the muzzle on you when it comes to you expressing certain things that you may need to say around them. Like, have any of you ever been in a relationship where you really couldn't express yourself? Where you really felt like you had to watch your mouth because maybe you thought that if you said what you really wanted to say or needed to say, then it would result in an argument, and you ain't really feel like going through that every night. You ain't feel like going through all of that. You ain't feel like having to explain yourself, having to feel guilty or feel like you shouldn't have said something at this time because maybe it just wasn't a good time, or you understand what I'm saying? Like, having a gag order in your relationship. Like, I love you, but I can't talk to you. I got a straight gag order in this relationship. It ain't cool. But it happens. It happens. So there's some things that you just might not say. And I'm not talking about like regular surface stuff, like or silly things like, well, how come just because we in a relationship I can't talk about how this girl got a fat ass? There's never anything wrong with showing a little bit of respect. Having a little bit of discretion. Dimples D's is in the house. What up, Dimples? Dimples D's was good. Shirley Cheryl says, my friends, my family know I can act a fool sometimes. My love knows I can get silly and crazy sometimes. I understand. And that goes right along with the premise of the show. Can't act a fool in front of everybody. Now, when you choose the wrong time to act a fool in front of the wrong people, you know what I mean? There can be times where that can be catastrophic. Now, I don't know, certain times, like maybe you acted a fool in front of the cops. Like this behavior might have went over pretty well during the Super Bowl parade, but out here in a residential district, out here on the streets, it might not go so well. It might not go so well. There's never anything wrong with exercising some self-control, but sometimes the self-control might seem stifling, or it might seem, too restrictive. It might seem too restrictive, like making you feel like you can't say anything. You can't come out of your shell. You can't be yourself. You're not invited to your own party. You're not invited to your own party. Cheryl Halsey says, I speak my mind respectfully. I understand. But I also understand that sometimes you're speaking your mind to somebody who doesn't want to hear your mind won't come off as being respectful no matter what. For example, you know how some kids may accuse their parents of not being there for them. Like you never supported me in anything that I ever did. You didn't raise us. I was raised by my granny. Big Mama always took care of us. Or my dad was always there and he held us down. You wasn't there. You wasn't around. No parent really wants to hear that. Now, is the child acting a fool? No. But to a person who doesn't want to hear what you have to say, anything that you say can come off as being disrespectful. Leah McNeil says, sup, brother? No idea what you're talking about, but big girl. Oh, God, here you go. It's all good. I know you're going to always hold it down for the for the girthy women. Girthy. Girthy. So they need a whole lot of loving. Maybe they're giving out a whole lot of loving. Maybe they are giving out a whole lot of loving. Acting a fool. Can't act a fool in front of everybody, only some people. Can't act a fool in front of everybody, only some. Yeah. Well, when you get into a new situation, when you get into a new relationship, a lot of times that might be the biggest time, or that just may be the time when you really watch everything that you do and you say. So let me ask y'all this. If you don't express how you feel to the person who you love because you fear that they might not like you for expressing yourself for the way that you really are, do you feel like you're being dishonest to them? Like, you know how we talk about lying by omission? So let's put it this way. Let's say your partner is into something that you really don't like, but you're trying to be into it for them. Let's say they're into what is something that could be a polarizing thing to? Okay. Certain sports. What if your partner is into MMA, UFC, that type shit? They're into mixed martial arts. They like to watch that shit all the time, or whatever. Maybe you don't really like it. You're trying to get into it for them. You're trying to hang on a little bit, trying to show interest, trying to be supportive of what they like. But maybe you don't like it. Mixed martial arts, professional wrestling, WWE, whatever. So if you pretend to like it just because they like it, or pretend to have an interest in it because they have an interest in it, is that wrong? Is that the wrong thing to do? Are you being fake? Are you being phony? Are you not keeping it real? I'm just asking the question. Are you lying? Are you being dishonest by acting like you like what they like, or that you're into what they're into? Are you being dishonest if that's the case? I'm just asking. Buttercup 25. Cheryl Halsey says yes. You don't like that shit? You need to just say you don't like it. Like, look, I'll help you out. I'll help you enjoy it, but I ain't gonna act like I like it. I don't want to say that shit. I don't want to see it. Shut it down. Shut it down. Dimples D says dishonest. Oh. Well, what do y'all think about some people who might just call that compromise? What do you think of that? Because a lot of people might say that, like, well, you know, I don't have to like it as much as they like it. I like it just a little bit. They like it a whole lot. So since they like it a whole lot, I try to, be supportive and I try to like it too. Maybe it's not working out for me. Maybe I'm just not liking it as much as I want to like it, but I'm trying to like it. I mean, other people out there like it. Why can't I have a little piece of like you trying to give me too much of a big slice of like? Maybe I just want a little piece of like. Perhaps. Like I can't do this like you do this, but I can do it a little bit. I can make it happen a little bit, just some. Can't act a fool in front of everybody, just some people. Some people might appreciate your expression. So let's do this. Let's go into some people who we know maybe don't have a problem acting a fool in front of some people. Now, all right, you take somebody like Donald Trump. To some people, to his supporters, whenever he acts a fool, he's right. He's dead right. Right? Like, they say, yeah, he did the right thing. They may even say he didn't act a fool. He just said what was on his mind, and that's why we like him, because he says what's on his mind. So in other words, he can act a fool in front of his followers, but he doesn't always just act a fool in front of just his followers. He acts a fool in front of everybody. Now, maybe even some people on the other side of the aisle may say, well, he's not acting a fool. We just don't like the things that he's talking about. We just don't like what he is expressing himself about. But nonetheless, evidently, in front of his base, he can act a fool. He can speak about controversial subjects. He can express himself in a controversial way. And it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's not going to be a good fit for everybody who's listening. So evidently he's not trying to go for everybody. But why is it or how is it that his supporters hear nothing but good about what he does and what he says, and people who don't like him are very, very offended by almost everything that he does? One thing about Donald Trump is you either really like him or you can't stand him. I don't really think that with him I don't know if there's any middle ground. With everybody else, like you look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden, some people could take him, some people could leave him. But I don't think anybody was in love with him even when they supported him. Donald Trump supporters are stronger than, dare I say, Beyonce supporters. You know how, like with the Beehive or anybody who really likes Beyonce, you can't say anything wrong about Beyonce. You can't criticize any of her songs. You can't criticize any of her actions. You can't even say anything bad about her outfit. And that's whether you like her outfit or not. It's like the green light for you to be able to express yourself with her is out the window. Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. But so he can definitely, or I think Donald Trump might be the perfect example of, you can act a fool in front of some people, but not everybody. If you saw his, I guess you could say his State of the Union address last night, I guess you could call it that. I'm not really sure. Nonetheless, his speech to Congress, where you saw exactly one half of the room was cheering for everything that he said, and the other half of the room was like, this nigga here. They was having none of it. They was feeling none of it. They was going for absolute zero of it. What was that about? Well, one of the things that it might be about is some people really appreciate what he does, and some people can't stand his or hate his guts. Vicky Rogers says, "What does your channel do?" I'm not sure about that question. What do you mean? What does it do? Be more specific. I'm not offended by the question. I just want to be able to answer it accurately. What do you mean? What does it do? Right now, we're putting on a show, and we're talking about can't act a fool in front of everybody, just some people. That's what it's doing right now. But yeah, you can ask, specifically. That's all I need. That's all I need. What does this channel do? Let's go to the audience. Let's find out what the channel does. I know what it has the potential to do. Let me see if we can ride this. Okay, basically you talk about different topics. I am scrolling and I found your channel. I'm a little confused. Nothing is meant to be mean, but you have a sun god behind you. Do you worship? Beyonce is a witch. Jay-Z is a demon. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if they are witches or demons or whatever. I know they don't really concern me. They're both artists. I've seen how their careers have progressed or whatever. But my name is Sun752. So sun for me means father. So the 5-2, the 752 stands for God, power, and wisdom. God is all I need. Power is all I want. Wisdom is all I have. That's how I break it down for that. With that, this is not a religious show. There's none of that. You're not going to. I believe in God, but we don't. That's not what we do here. That's not what we do here. So this is not where you come to worship, whatever. What we do is we talk about basically life topics. So we talk about love, we talk about relationships, we talk about family, we talk about children, we talk about jobs, we talk about friends, we talk about addictions, we talk about life on other planets, we talk about the feelings that you have, the ones that make you feel good and the ones that you're uncomfortable with. That's kind of, we talk about politics. Like last night we talked about politics. We on Fridays we talk about music. So basically I turn the camera on and it's on. But we're on every day, every single day of the week. Been doing it for double-digit years. So yeah. But I appreciate you coming through, and that's a fact. That's an actual fact. So tonight, we're talking about can't act a fool in front of everybody, only some people. So we're basically talking about how you can let your hair down in front of some people. Some people you can wear the bonnet with. Some people you can come outside in your pajamas, go to the Walmart in your PJs. Wear your PJs like they really pants. I don't know. Choice is yours. They say it's a free country. They say it's a free country. How free does it feel to you? Are you feeling the freedom? I know one thing, man. My left toe has been having me on notice for weeks. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't hurt per se, but sometimes it seems like it's on the verge of being of hurting. Like it's giving me the warning. It's giving me the warning elbow. Like yo, I'm about to hurt. I'm about to feel dislocated. I don't know what that's about. And I'm talking about my big toe on my left foot. Big toe on the left foot. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping for the best. Had me limping a little bit last week. What the hell's going on? It's not like I stumped it. But anyway. Can't act a fool in front of everybody. Just some people. So like I said, there's some people who you can express yourself freely around. There's some people that you can, here's an example. I don't know if this is the best example, but what example would be the best example? How about people who come from other countries? People who come from other countries. Now, let's take somebody who comes from like the Caribbean. Now, they might speak English, but they speak an English pidgin or a patois form of English, right? So there are some people who come from, let's say, Jamaica, the Bahamas, Barbados, Bermuda, anywhere like that where they speak English, where English is their first language, but they may speak a different dialect of English. Okay, so let's say when they come to the United States, they may feel comfortable expressing their accent in front of some people, and for other people, they may try to keep their accent a secret. I've seen what I've seen with some Jamaicans, some people from the Caribbean. With some, I've seen how they will they will practice American English to the point where, unless you're really listening or can recognize, you won't notice that they have an accent. And they've done that to make sure that you don't hear their accent, so you don't judge them, so that you don't demean them, so you don't diss them or criticize them or become verbally abusive, whatever. Now, you may not have that intention of dissing them in any kind of way, but they don't know that. And so they don't trust you or other people like you to, to let them express themselves in their true accent. So even though Jamaican English is still English, it's not the same English as American English is. But I've heard certain people from the Caribbeans diss other people from the Caribbeans because they don't rock their accent. They try to sound all Americanized. Oh, Vicky Rogers says maybe the nerve damage going on with your toe. It could be that. It could be. It definitely doesn't hurt all the time. It doesn't hurt all the time. Like, it's not hurting now, but it feels like it's on the verge of being dislocated or something like that. Not necessarily broke. Jen Ramirez, Señorita Ramirez. Señorita Ramirez. Señorita Ramirez. Señorita Ramirez. Señorita Ramirez. What's good? And by Key Maths. By Key Maths. Watch Naruto. Well, all right. Vicky Rogers says, I think other people from other countries should keep their accents. I think people from other countries have a lot of cool stories to share. I like learning different languages. Hey, I don't see no problem with that. But one thing about expressing yourself when you have an accent or when you come from another place is that you have to be able to trust that people aren't going to look down on you. Now, it's easy for us to say that. Why should you care what anybody else thinks? Or why should you care about somebody expressing the way they think about the way that you talk or the way that you express yourself or the way that you act? We can say, why would you care about anybody else saying anything? But we're not living in the psyche of that person that really just wants to be seen as normal. They just want to blend in. They don't want to stand out. They don't want to have that. They don't want to be on the radar of being a foreigner or something like that. I get it. I actually do. I get it. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not wholeheartedly. But there's an element to it that I can understand and I can definitely respect it. I can understand and I can definitely respect it. It'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, they might not want to, I've been around Jamaicans who did not speak quote unquote Jamaican around me. When they thought I wasn't around, then I would hear them be able to speak. You know what a good example of that was? My boss. I had a boss at a job that I worked on, and he was Jamaican. And you could tell that he practiced American English. You could tell that he practiced because he didn't want to be seen with his Jamaican accent. Now, normally, people from the Caribbean will let their guard down and speak in their native tongue to other people who come from where they come from. Not him. I've heard him on the telephone with his people, and he did not switch up his American style of English. I was like, oh, okay. You one of them niggas. Oh, I get it. You one of them niggas. Oh, I see you. Uh, one of them niggas. Oh, I understand. What? You one of them niggas. Oh, you can't speak your native tongue. You one of them niggas. Oh, you don't want them to hear that the way you grew up. Oh, I see. Yo, you would never, rock your accent in front of them. Oh, you one of them niggas. You one of them niggas. Yeah, you ain't eat no beans and rice. Oh, matter of fact, you say beans and rice instead of rice and peas. Oh, yo, you come from a place, ain't Kingston, Jamaica. No, not that place. Yo, different type of parish. If you've been to Jamaica before, you understand it. But you one of them niggas. I ain't going to car slipping, nigga. I get it. I see you. Everything is gonna be alright. You one of them. Yeah, you one of them niggas. You one of them niggas. Like I said, you keep telling me for almost 6 months. Well, a certain thing takes time, baby. Give me a little bit of time, maybe. When I get the chance, when I see you, when I understand what you want me to do, I'ma Google it right now. And hopefully I'll be down like a submarine on the scene. Yo, back in the day, I wore my skin. Y'all know nothing about that. Maybe you do. I express the thing to you. All right. Oh, that's not cool. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Okay, we good? All right. Okay. How we doing on the votes? Okay, out of 17 votes, do you find people who argue loudly in public to be offensive? Out of 17 votes, 88% of people said yes. Only 12% said no. So that equates to basically one person saying no, they're not offended by that. Okay. So from this poll and on this channel in this house, people don't want to see people arguing out there in the streets. Hold on, man. Let me see what my man Bakai is talking about. I mean, Baiki maths. All right, let me see. Naruto. You sure I didn't watch this shit? This shit looks like anime. I don't know, son. I don't know. Naruto is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Masahi Kishimoto that follows Naruto Uzumaki, a young ninja who dreams of becoming a village leader. Okay, all right. Ricky Rogers says Naruto is anime cartoon stuff. My adult son watches it. This is a tough sell, son. This is a tough sell. I'm gonna check it out. But I'll lie to you not. I don't want to. I do not like anime. I understand that it's popular with some people. It's To me, anime is like, it's like techno music. You know that techno shit ain't for everybody. But my brother said she's so passionate about it, we gonna see what it's hitting for. But I think this poll is interesting. Do you find people who argue loudly in public to be offensive? Because I'm wondering, like, what's the offensive part? What's the offensive part? Now I understand, like, when I see couples arguing out in public, whatever, you know, and they may be expressing themselves a little bit too loudly. They may be raising their voices. But what are we really talking about when we tell them, like, yo, keep that in the house? Now I understand not putting all your business out there in the streets. I totally 100% get that. And I support that. But when we talk about something being offensive, what are we really talking about? Well, like, offensive? Offensive. What are we offended by? Is something that's offensive damaging to you, or can it just be something that you don't like? Vicky Rogers says, okay. Bikey Mad says, bro, it's 18 plus. Okay, cool. Vicky Rogers says, laughing loud. That's what I just said. It was a anime stuff. You said it. Oh, okay. So you said, like, when I said it. Okay, cool. And Vicky Rogers says, and he drives me nuts with it. And she says, you check it out for about 5 minutes and then you uncheck fast. Trust me, anime sucks. You gotta tell me. I don't see how people do it. I don't see how people do it, but they do it. Vicky says, so you're from Jamaica? No, I'm not at all. Born and raised Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So what are you drinking? There's some recipes that you can share with us. I'll tell you everything that's in this drink. Jeff Sprayberry says, and just because you choose to get offended, is it really offensive? Well, that's the question that I would ask Jeff, and I'm glad you asked it just like that. Because what do we talk about when we say something is offended? Seriously, what are we talking about? Like, what do you mean you're offended? Now, I can understand it if the conversation is mad heated and maybe there's a lot of cussing, you know, you using a lot of profanity, and maybe there are children around, and that can be offensive. I'll give it that. I can give it that. But when we say that something is offensive, we're like, what do we mean? What do you mean it's offensive? Like, what did they say that was offensive? Maybe you just didn't like the tone of voice. Maybe you didn't like the aggression in their body language. Maybe you just don't want to hear this shit. Maybe, you know, you just want to be tranquil out there in the streets, and you don't want to see people out there, you know, talking loud to each other. But is it offensive if two people who haven't seen each other in a while and they get loud when they see each other, like, yo, man, I ain't see you in a, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Yo, you my man. Oh, shit. So good to see you, man. You know, you looking healthy. How's everybody? You know, I mean, you still loud. You still out there in public. But the poll does say arguing loud in public. So that might be the separation. Bikey Mad says, bro, if you haven't seen the anime, I didn't say I never saw anime before. If you haven't seen the anime, how can you tell that it's good or bad? I also have the same reaction as you, but when my friend said multiple times, I watched it, and I guess that's the and guess what? life's best decision. All right. I have definitely watched some anime. One, I don't really like to talk about. I don't really choose to talk about a lot of things that I've never experienced or never done before. I've definitely seen it. I've definitely seen anime before. Jen Ramirez says when the dude says sexist type of derogatory words to a female, it puts all to a female, it puts all females down. Okay. In public. Okay. All right. Jeff Sprayberry says, I grew up in the hood. I was always under the impression you can say what you want, but don't put your hands on me. I've definitely heard that before. Sticks and stones may break my bone. Hold on, let me get these sticks and stones and break my. I said sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, how come words get people punched in the mouth? Why words be having you laid out? Why words be getting people mad stabbed? Yo, or get kicked outside of a cab? How come I got sued for my words? Took away from my livelihood, it wasn't good. Talking about sticks and stones to break my bones. I'd rather have my bones broken, but I'm spoken. Well spoken, well speaking. This shit is kind of crazy. Talk to my Puerto Rican old head. He said that he was nomad. I was what? I mean, you say you're nomad? He said, yeah, I know mad at you. I hope you're no mad at me. I said, you a nomad nigga. You crazy. Yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, Juan. And I know that you got it going on. All right. Vicky Rogers says, the only thing I don't like out in public about arguing is when you go out, you want to have a good time, and the last thing you want to hear is negativity all around you. Well, yeah, it can be bad, especially when the arguing makes you feel like you're in an unsafe situation. I'm sorry, I come from a city where arguments often escalate into violence. And sometimes that violence ain't just between those two people. They say bullets don't have no name, but they sure do put tags on people. They said that bullets ain't got no name, but they sure will put a tag on you. All right. Jen says one guy yelling all women are hoes to this female friend, and I felt offended. Yeah, I can understand that. Bikey says, don't die before watching One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. It's not just cartoon or animation. It's beyond that. Okay. All right. You sold it. Vicky Rogers says St. Louis happens daily. Oh yeah. With the arguments escalating to violence, sometimes shooting. Bow, bow, bow. You from St. Louis? You from St. Louis, Missouri? Yeah, man. I heard that St. Louis is a nice place. A great place. But I also know that they have a strong gang culture of Bloods and Crips over there in St. Louis. I know that part. Kim's Whims. Kimmy, what's good, man? It's good to see you. It's good to see me some you. Without a doubt. Vicky says, yes. She also says, it's nice to visit and it's nice to get out too. I understand. Have I known some people personally from You know, I'm a big battle rap fan, and a lot of great battle rappers come from St. Louis. B Magic, Hitman Holla, um, A Verb, what was the other boy? The first guy from there who kind of gave birth to everybody else. He was great. What is his name? Oh no, Nelly is a regular rapper. I'm talking about battle rappers. Oh shit. Biggie says, I can't wear red and I can't wear blue. Wow. Jim Ramirez says, Snoop Dogg from St. Louis. No, he's from Long Beach, California. He from Long Beach. Snoop from Long Beach. Bikey Matt says, bro, do you listen to rap? Yeah, but I'm a big battle rap fan. I like battle rap. It's the only good thing going on in hip hop right now to me. What the fuck did I just do? You see that shit? This shit's splashing. Now see, this has turmeric in it. Ain't nothing I can do. I'm gonna just have to eat that literally. Oh well. Fuck it. That joint splash. That stain ain't coming out until I Oh, you meant Chingy. You said Snoop. But you meant Chingy. I love the way you do it right there. Yeah. Yeah, Chingy was definitely from St. Louis. Biggie Rogers says, so you kind of like Nick Cannon type of battle. Yeah, but not Nick Cannon's type. Like, it's much harder. It's like Nick Cannon, you know, they do wilding out. That's not really battle rap, but they have battle rappers on there like Hitman Holla, Charlie Clips, and they got a lot of battle rappers on it. What's his? Sharon and what's the short boy from Brooklyn? Man, my memory ain't doing shit for me today. But yeah, it's closer to that. Troy Diesel. My man Troy Dees. Yeah, conceded. Thanks, Troy. Troy know everything I know. That's why I fucks with Troy. Yeah, conceded. That name was not going to come to me no time soon. The thing is, Charlie Clips, Sharon, and Hitman Holla are still active in battle rap. Conceded ain't coming back. So they don't do battle. Yeah, the battle rap that I like ain't what they do. Let me just say it like that. Please, y'all, please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But yeah, can't act a fool in front of everybody. Just some people. Your job, you might not be able to act a fool in front of. Your church, you might not be able to act a fool in front of. Shoot, like I said, some people can't act a fool in front of their spouses, they man or they woman. You can't wild out in front of your man or your woman. Are you kidding me? Well, for some people, that's a real thing. You know, got to be on your P's and Q's, got to be on your best behavior in front of the one you love. You know, like you taking them to your job picnic every day. Well, I got to watch my mouth, you know, to say what I need to say to you. Wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you. I'm just saying. Join me a rock and roll band that could use a helping hand. Oh, Maggie, all right, man. Shout out to Rod Stewart, man. Rod Stewart was dope. Yeah, he used to look a little fruity with his little tight ass satin pants and all of that shit. If you think I'm, if you think I'm sexy and you really love me, come on, baby, let me know. But all the songs he made after that were really great. Vicky Rogers says, if I can't be myself around my family and my friends or my significant other, they can't be around me because I'm going to be me all day long. Just saying. I appreciate that. I'm going to ring the alarm for you, Vic. Because that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's good shit. As a matter of fact. I mean... Good looking. All right. Yeah. Now it's funny because when we say that we're going to express ourselves no matter who is there, sometimes that can get us in good standing with some people. It may garner respect from some people, but some people, I mean, for some people, it might get us in a lot of trouble. And even if it doesn't get you in trouble personally, you may embarrass somebody or put somebody in a position where they have to answer questions about your behavior, and that might not be what you were looking for. And I can understand that. Let me see. Vicky says, my kids always say, Mom, we forgot we can't put you on speakerphone because you say anything and everything. That's right. Now that I agree with. Because ain't nobody got no business putting you on speakerphone all the time. If they want to put you on speakerphone in front of other people, it's all right to put somebody on speakerphone when you're the only one listening to them on the speaker. You may not want to put the phone up to your ear. But if somebody puts you on speakerphone and they don't tell you that you on speakerphone and they letting everybody listening to what you're saying, well, then they might get a little bit more than what they bargained for. I am not speakerphone friendly. I am not speakerphone friendly. I'll start talking about sexual shit just because you put me on speakerphone unannounced. And remember, we was doing it. We was doing the nasty. Remember, I was pulling your hair all crazy, and you was saying, "Yeah, choke me with the other hand and choke me harder. I don't want to breathe. I don't want to live. I don't want to live through this. I want to die." Remember? I know you remember. Remember? Remember? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, yo. So, yeah. me. Hey, it is what it is. Hey, it is what it is. But yeah, but there's some people where there's sometimes some people where you may have to put the brakes on your thoughts or your actions or both or whatever. There's a time and a place for everything. I wholeheartedly believe that. There's a time and a place for all things, but those might not be the times where you want to respect all things, or you may not want to be a part of something the way that somebody wants you to be a part of it. Hit the like button, y'all. Share the show. Hit the like button and share the show. I said hit the like button and share the show. We having a little conversation. It's the DG show. Yeah. What you talking about? All right, hold on. Let's see seeing what we look like. Seeing what we looking like right now. Can't act the fool in front of everybody. Can't act the fool in front of everybody. I mean, do we even want to act the fool in front of everybody? Sometimes you might want to, and sometimes you might not want to. Let me ask you this. Do you find yourself... All right, no, let me put it this way. Was it easier for you to control yourself when you were younger or now? And a lot of people might say, well, yeah, it's always harder to control yourself when you're younger because you are, full of curiosity and you feel like blah, blah, blah. It's not always easy for everybody to express themselves or act a fool when they're younger. And they might start acting a fool a little bit later because they may have felt like when they were younger, they had to discipline themselves, or somebody else wasn't going to let them get away with doing whatever they wanted to do, even saying what they wanted to do or feeling how they wanted to feel. So maybe after they got out of those situations, let's take a situation where you may have gotten married early. Let's say you got married very early in your life, 19 years old, before you were 25. You got married before you was 25. And let's say you and your spouse were together for 20 years. Then y'all broke up with each other. And maybe all during those 20 years, you did whatever you needed to do in order to keep the peace. You gave way. You showed favor. You submitted. Let's just say you did that. And maybe certain things, certain events that occurred during that marriage, that 20-year marriage, made you say to yourself, yo, I can't even believe that I held my tongue that long. I can't believe that I made sure that I didn't hurt anybody's feelings for that long. When nobody gave a fuck about my feelings, nobody cared about how I felt. But here I am looking out for everybody, taking care of everybody, doing for everybody. But I'm taking shit from everybody. Well, maybe by the time you make it into your 40s or whatever, you like, you know what? Say what I want to say, do like what I want to like. Oh, yo. It could happen. So some people may act a fool a little bit more when they were younger, with absolutely no regard for the consequences. You think I'm bluffing, then suffer the consequences. And then some people may have, waited until after they got out of this restrictive situation to learn how to express themselves. Either way, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just whether, where did you start? Where were you in this situation? But I can see how you could be, you could have gotten married really early in your life, and maybe you felt or were taught that you stay in this place. It's not just a female thing. Maybe as a woman you were told that you are supposed to submit to your husband. Maybe as a husband you were told that is happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life. What? Happy life, yo. Happy, yeah. Happy wife, happy wife, a happy life for who? Yo. Understand that some people can't be pleased, my man. And some people take the things and the kindness that you give them as a better way to live in. They are putting you down. They acting bad when you come around. They always trying to sound like somebody don't want to hear. When was the last time they called you they dare? Yo, are we staying clear? Are we giving you something that you want? Let me tell you something, man. At work tonight, one of my coworkers told me I had on a Where's Waldo shirt. One of my coworkers told me that I had on a Where's Waldo shirt. And, you know, at first I was like, what you talking about? But check the stripes. But I'm like, ain't I a little bit too big-backed? Ain't I a little bit too big-backed to be a Where's Waldo? Like, I'm large-shouldered. Big-backed, large-shouldered. No? I think I am. I feel like I'm Miz. I feel like I'm Miz. Oh, you know what? You know what, Vicky? I said I was going to let you know what was in here. Okay. So let's start from the herbs first. I got turmeric. I got echinacea. I got black seed up in here. All right. When you go to the vegetables, I have collard greens in here. I got mad garlic in here. I got cucumber, radish, mushrooms, portobello. What else? Oh, tomato, beets. That's why it's kind of reddish. And now it would normally be blood red because of the beets. But the turmeric is like, nah, I got this. I run Debo. But anyway, I think that might be all that's in it for this go. Oh, it's some celery in there. There's definitely some celery in there. What else? What else? I believe that's it. So besides the herbs that I put in there, you got to season it up to make it taste the way you want it to taste. In order to, make oogie boogie ick ick. Oogity boogity, oogity boogity, oogity boogity, oogity boogity. But yeah, so that's what's in the drink. This thing keep you right. I call it colon ream. He said you're too thick to be Where's Waldo. That's what I was saying. I was like, I'm too big-backed it. Vicky says, boy, you ain't lying. I was hurting and tried not to hurt anybody else. My marriage was horrible, and I got married too early, too young, but I got two beautiful kids that I take care of. I mean, I'm sorry, that came out of the horrible marriage. Yeah, well, you know, your story is not unlike a lot of other people's stories who got married young. You know, when you get married young, you probably have this locked in view of how you think marriage is supposed to go. And especially if you're the type of person that stays loyal to your marriage, especially if you're the type of person that believes that marriage is till death do you part. Even if you don't carry it out that way, you may honestly believe that marriage is supposed to be until death do you part, even if you get a divorce. But during that whole time, you may have been taught or believe that you're supposed to be more seen, not heard, or you don't go against the grain, or maybe you allow your husband to make all of the financial decisions or whatever, while you make all the decisions around the house. Everybody plays their role and they're okay with it, but you may not have been okay with it. You was just all right with it. You weren't okay. You was all right. Like, I ain't gonna fight you tooth and nail, but this ain't it, chief. This not it. This not it. So I understand. I understand, overstand. So yeah, that might make you want to act out in your older years after you turn 40 or something like that. Because maybe, for all of those 20 years while you were with your husband, you were training yourself not to say anything or to always keep the peace. Always trying to keep the peace. Yeah, it's hard to act a fool and always try to keep the peace at the same time. And what's up with people who always try to keep the peace? You ain't gonna tell me that you always feel all that peace all up in your heart. Sometimes you gotta pick up your kalimba. 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 Yo, for a minute, this little set was reminding me of Mr. Rogers, and I don't really like that. I don't know about y'all, but I never liked the Mr. Rogers show. Did y'all like Mr. I did not. I didn't like Mr. All right. Yeah. Okay. Vicky Rogers says, I was cool. I was going with the flow until you put the box of gloves on and LOL. I got out. Oh. Yeah, I understand. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'm glad that you got out of that situation. Because ain't nothing good that can come out of that. Once a man start laying hands, it's hard for him to go back. I hate to say it, but it's mostly true. I don't know if it's true for all situations, but normally once a man starts to get physical with a woman, I don't know. I have known some old heads who straightened up and flew right, but for the most part, once you let them hands fly, they keep flying. They find reasons to let them fly. So I understand. And once again, I'm glad you got out of there. If that's what you wanted to do. If that's what you wanted to do, I got to make sure that I say that. Because everybody else can't always want what they can't always want for you what you want for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? There's a big difference between somebody wanting the best for you and you wanting the best. There's a big difference between somebody wanting the best for you and what you want as the best. I imagine sometimes there needs to be like a little compromise when it comes to that. But as you know, it ain't always easy to compromise with some people. Some people are uncompromisable. But once again, I'm glad you got out of the situation. And I hope that you're safe. Real safe, you know what I'm saying? Real safe. Yeah, I ain't about that putting my hands on a woman. Not in that way. I put my hands on her in all kinds of affectionate ways. I'm hands-on. Touchy-feely. But not in that punchy, slappy. We ain't doing that. And I don't think that you should be with somebody that makes you want to either put your hands on them or retaliate against them. But what do I know? I can't involve myself in everybody's situation. I can't involve myself in everybody's situation. So Biggie Rogers says, once I get physical, they don't stop. Mm-hmm. Full Metal Chad says, what up, son? Good to see you. You know, it's good to see you. It is very good to see you. Thanks for coming on through, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of y'all. All of y'all. And we talking about can't act a fool in front of everybody, just some people. Well, why do some people get the green light to act a fool and some people don't? Why is that? I mean, you know, answer me that. Why do some people get the green light to act a fool however, whenever that they want, and then some people, they can't say shit? I imagine like somebody like Barack Obama. You know how he throughout his whole presidency and even after the presidency, he always acted presidential. He always acted responsible. He was clean, scandal free, right? I know he got to look at Donald Trump like, yo, this man can get away with anything that he wants to get away with. He gets away with anything. He has to say whatever he want to say, do whatever he want to do, and don't nobody say that he can't do it or stop him from doing it. Full Metal Chad says, here's my opinion. Couples who are comfortable being loud in their homes will be comfortable being loud in public to a point. Could be. I don't know if that's a slam dunk. I don't know if that's consistent. Because some people believe in leaving certain things in the house. Some things, I mean, they'll teach their kids the same way. It's called home training. You don't discuss this. You don't discuss these topics out there in the world. What happens in the house stays up in the house. What happens in the house stays up in the house, yo. Don't let me hear you giving a shout out about anything that happens between these four walls. And it's because if you do, you're going to get real calls And I'm going to start emailing and asking questions. And I ain't trying to come through here with no suggestions. The lessons that I'm going to be teaching is going to have a far reach. And I'm going to see when I preach, take it down and ask questions and get interrogating. Yo, you see, you're waiting me to ask you a couple of questions. Yo, what the hell's going on? Right, you'll hit the lessons. Elpidio Nunez, my man, what's good? Full Metal Chad says, so you mean airing your dirty laundry in public? Yeah, I don't think that should be done. I've seen it done, but I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool at all. I think that's uncool. But if you love somebody, you care about them, why would you want to humiliate them? Why would you want to put them out there like that in front of everybody? Well, some people just want to make a spectacle of themselves. And then other people, let me ask y'all this. And, this is simple. But have you ever really wanted to retaliate or get your lover back? Get your spouse back. Get your boyfriend or your girlfriend back. Pay them back for some foul shit that they've done. I mean, I don't think that that's the right thing to do. But they might give you every reason to want to do it. They might give you every reason to want to do it. Okay, Full Metal Chad says, because I grew up in New York City and it's normal to get loud in public, restaurants and shit. And that's true. But they don't always have, the arguments don't always end up with somebody grabbing your shirt and pushing you up against a counter or something like that. Like, oh, you got so much to say? Huh? I'll knock your fucking head off. Well, that escalated quick, huh? That definitely. Full Metal Chad says, when I was young, yeah. I understand. I do. I totally understand. And you know what else I understand, y'all? I understand that I'm going to get up out of here early. We ain't going till 4 o'clock tonight. I'm tired. I'm ready to pack it in and lay it down. It's been a long day. Real long, you know what I'm saying? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do these birthday shout outs now. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious. March 5th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. We get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. We get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. We get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Kiawana Newell. And also, wait a minute, let me make sure this is okay. Number good. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure that yeah. Let's do it like this. All right, number one out the box. Mika Louise and the Kendra Cook, Cole Ward, Kia Davis, DeVell, Aichi Williams, Lonnie Delane, Give Love Mo, Shannon Wells, Anthony Harris, Andrea Jackson, Mary Joyner. Last but not least, I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious March 5th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the damn to rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, sometimes they gotta fall like timber, and sometimes you gotta get up in the grill, and sometimes you gotta threaten to kill. Skills are something that you gotta use every day of your life, and when you see people ain't acting really right, and they still want you to be cool with them and act a fool with them. Well, sometimes you might do it, sometimes you might not, but it's all up to you. So decide what you're going to do. And if you decide that you're not in this type of pockets, yo, then don't rock it. It's just like a shirt that you don't like. Can't nobody make you wear it. Don't scare. Yo, I say you care about what you care about. Everything rest of that shit is thrown out. Thrown out like a case where there's no evidence. You ain't gotta run. You ain't gotta jump the fence. Ain't no dog following you trying to bite. Ain't no cops following you at night. Red and blue lights in back rear view. What the fuck is going on, yo? Where do? I'll find some justice, bust this little rhyme so y'all can understand life's a crime. Sometimes I feel like that retaliated. And I ain't trying to be the one out here that's hated. More hate that you bring. Some people thrive off and type of that shit. I don't understand it. But my understanding is a little longer. And I'm trying to make sure that it gets a little stronger. Strong shade, what the fuck song? Hey, I ain't down with none of that shit. Smoke the bong way. Yo, roll up a little J and smoke a little hash, smoke a little hay. But nothing really toxic, knock out your lungs, make you feel like you was sprung. Shit's bad out here nowadays. Motherfuckers in the K2. Yo, acting gay too. Well, you gotta let them live their life. You do the shit over there. I'm getting wife. Me and wifey is chilling hard. And we pray to God. Thankful for each other. Thankful for my big brother. Just got released out of prison today. He had something to say. Called me this morning. Made me feel real good. Said, come home today, big bro. It's understood. He's the big bro. I'm the little younger one. Yo. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go-Getimism show. I want to thank y'all for coming through on this night. So out of the poll that we took, out of 24 votes, do you find people who argue loudly in public to be offensive? Well, 79% said yes. 21% said no. So, hey, it go how it go. You know what I'm saying? So, we good. Let's see. 4 times 6 is 24. So, 21% is something like 5 votes. No. So So 7 people out of the 24 was 25 votes now. So it's 80-20. So simple as that. Yeah. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Thanks for giving me a little bit of y'all time. Appreciate it mucho. So I'm gonna get back with y'all. And peace. All right.